Hi folks, welcome to this quick session on blocking the customer master. Why do we need to block customers, and what exactly is this customer blocking? There are other ways to discourage the customer from placing orders or having to do anything with that customer, but the most common way to block a customer from placing orders or from being delivered to that customer or from invoicing that customer is to block the customer using the transaction VD05. Now we're going to talk about the transaction VD05 in a bit. But why exactly do we block this customer? Let's say there is a customer, Walmart. It might be a bad example to block Walmart because nobody will ever block Walmart. But why would you ever want to block a customer, say Walmart? Some of the reasons could be the customer is regularly defaulting on payments. He's become such a pain, you really don't want to deal with him anymore. Or there is a regulatory or a compliance issue, meaning, hey, you know what, this customer is no longer a customer that we are supposed to sell to because of trade embargo or other regulatory or compliance reasons. Maybe some legal reasons will prohibit you from selling to that customer, in which case you just got to block that customer and make sure that nobody else in your organization, even by mistake, creates orders for that customer. Right? Rogue customers. Many number of reasons why you want to block a customer master. Okay. So how do you block this customer? This is the transaction VD05. VD01 is to create, 02 is to display, 03 is to change, and VD05 is to block. Alright, so here is an example of blocking the customer by sales area, and how to choose the sales area and all that stuff. But let me start here and maybe block a customer and see the effect of it in the system. So go to VD05, hit enter, and then you select a customer. In this case, I've created a customer 6540, calling it Walmart, because this is a practice system. Try not to block the standard customers because many of the students might be using that customer. Alright, so this customer 6540. Now let's try and block this customer. So go to VD05 and then select your customer 6540, and if you want to block it only for a specific sales area, let's say the German sales org, then just go here and then select the right sales org that you want to block the customer for. If there are multiple sales orgs, let's say Walmart is a customer for your company in Germany, in Switzerland, in US, Canada, so on, just select the right sales org and then click OK. Okay, and then click enter, and as you can see, this customer 6540 is blocked for this sales area 1000 with an order block of 01, which is an overall block. There are other kinds of blocks like 01, 16, 23, so on and so forth. Okay, so we've just chosen 01 here and then click OK. Now try and create an order and see what happens. So order OR, and then we have 1000, 10, 00, and then click OK. Select your customer 6540, hit enter. What do you see there? Let me just copy it. you see at the bottom that the customer has been assigned a block, and that block is of type overall block, right? So let me paste it here. So this is the message that you see when you try to create a customer, an order for a customer. So this customer over here is blocked for sales in VD05 with reason 01, right? We have seen that this customer is blocked with reason code 01. And when you try to create an order, this is the message you get. It says, okay, overall block, so you cannot create an order, so you cannot proceed forward. Alright, now let's do something slightly different. Okay, let's not save this. Let's go back to SPRO where we configure the block, or let me do this. Let me go to VD05 again, open the same customer, click OK, and instead of 01, let me change the reason for blocking this customer at the order level to 16, bad credit. Okay, so we are blocking this customer from ordering by selecting an order block of 16 and then save. Okay, now let's try to create an order. VA01 OR and then same old 6540 and then hit enter. Well, it's not stopping, isn't it? You don't get that message here. It says you can enter the materials, and then once you're done, click the save button. Why? Why is it that when you block the customer master from ordering using reason code 01, you were not able to create a sales order, whereas when you blocked it using reason code 16 for order blockage, you were able to create an order? What is the difference? Now the difference lies in the configuration. Each order blocking reason is assigned to a particular document type. For example, let's just go to SPRO IMG sales and distribution. Okay, sales and sales documents, and then here is where we assign the reasons for blocking. So just so that you remember, I'm taking this screenshot and pasting that here. Okay, okay, how to create a new order block. Okay, that's the first thing that you do. You can create new order blocks, like just go here and define blocking reasons, click choose, and then you can create your own order reasons. Now in the drop down over the customer master VD05, there were only like 5 or 6 blocks. The humongous number that you see here is because all these blocks are defined in multiple languages. So if you are only interested in English, let's say, so just go to EN, and then you'll see that for English there are 6 or 7 different blocks, and then we've gone through them: bad credit, overall block, so on and so forth. Okay, so far so good. No difference between the blocks except that they have a different description. Now what made 01 work differently from, let's say, bad credit 16? The secret lies in allocating the blocking reason to the sales document type. So select this and then click on choose, go to position, and then select the order block, let's say 01, and then we use an order of type OR, right? So select OR here and then click OK, and you'll see that O1, the order block, is assigned to OR, which means if the customer is blocked with an order block of 01, then you cannot create orders of OR, VDOR, VEFR, because all of them have the reason code 01. Right? Now let's go quickly check out 16, which is the bad credit, and see if it has any sales document types assigned to it. Well, I just searched for it and then I found nothing. Right? So can we change that? Yes. So click on new entries, go to order block, put it as 16, and go to sales document type, enter the document type OR or whatever document type you want to be blocked whenever a customer is blocked with the reason code 16. Click on save the transport. Now let's go back again and try to create an order of type VA01 for the same customer using order type OR 6540, which has already been assigned a reason of 16. Now you see the customer, we failed to create an order for this customer because it's been blocked. Alright, so this is called order blocks and assigning order blocks to a particular order type. If you go back to VD05, the customer master blocking transaction, I'm going to remove that block so that you can continue doing the transactions, and delivery blocks and billing blocks work absolutely as expected. So if you have a delivery block, that means that you cannot create a delivery for that customer, and if you have a billing block, you cannot create a billing for that customer. Alright, so let me quickly go back and do a recap. So in case the customer was given a block of 16, you were still able to create an order because in the configuration where you define these delivery blocks, you have configured it in such a way that for 01 OR was blocked, whereas for 16 OR was not blocked. Can you define more order reasons? Yes. So go to define order reasons. Alright, so go to define and assign blocking reasons, then go to define the blocking reasons. Okay, go here. First define the blocking reason if necessary, so just go there, click on choose, click on new entries, and then for English choose a blocking reason, say Z6, which is poor credit or whatever we feel like. AN English, right? And then save this guy. Okay, now it doesn't stop there yet. It just by creating a block alone is not enough, so you have to assign this block to a particular sales document type. If we are using OR, we have to make sure that Z6, the block, is assigned to OR, ZOR, or whatever transaction you feel like blocking. Right? Save it and then go back. And let me take a quick screenshot of it. Z6 is the order block and order type is OR, and once you have finished that part, then you're good to go. You can go create a customer master like we're going to do now and test it out. Okay, so allocate blocking reason like so. Okay, Now can we test this? Yes. Go back to VD05 and then open the same customer that we have been testing all along, 6540, and for orders set a block to Z6, which is the one that we have just created, called it poor credit, and then click OK, save it. Now when you try to create an order of type OR for this customer, you will have a problem that says VA01 VA01 OR and then 6540, right? You'll have a problem here that says poor credit. So that's how you test it. So the first thing that you had to do was go to VD05 and set the credit the delivery block for this customer 6540 to Z6. Once that was done, then the way to test it is by creating an order of type right. The first step was configuration. Once the configuration was done, you have to set this customer to the corresponding order block and try to create an order for this customer, and you should see this message. Now if I create a quotation, let's say, okay, or another order VA01 of order type ZOR for the same customer 6540, would I have a problem? No problem, right? So here is something that you should remember. This caused a problem because we said that Z6 plus OR is blocked, right? So for this, if the customer is blocked with this order reason, and if you're using an order of type OR, then it's blocked for ordering. But if you use the same customer, the same block, and then use ZOR or ZQT, currently they are not blocked. So if you want to block them, if you have a valid business reason to block, go back to the configuration SPRO and make entries for either of these, and then when you create an order for this customer with order type ZOR or ZQT, the order will be blocked. Alright, so delivery blocks and billing blocks, like I said, act very similarly in terms of functionality. So if you want to block a delivery for a particular customer from happening, let's say he's overdue, he's like, there is a sudden change in the policy of the government and you're not supposed to sell anything to the government of Syria, as an example, right? Then immediately go place delivery blocks for all orders, all customers that are in Syria, right? Same with billing blocks. Always, maybe there is a reason where you don't want to block or you don't want to bill a particular customer or a group of customers, then you go place billing blocks. Billing blocks are rarely used, but order blocks and delivery blocks are used a lot. Okay, that's how to block a customer master. Now there's a small side note on the customer master. Can you delete a customer master? For example, we have 1,000 or we have 2,000, we have 3,000. These are all customer numbers, right? Can you delete them? The answer is no. You cannot delete customer master. Okay, you cannot delete customer master. The reason behind this is for consistency. So if you start deleting a customer master and there are open transactions or any transactions at all associated with that customer, let's say orders, deliveries and billing, then it results in a lack of consistency, right? Customer master is not there, but there is an order against that customer. So what does the system refer to? So it causes a lot of consistency issues. So it's not just SAP. As a practice, generally any ERP master data is never deleted as a practice, and sometimes in the robust systems like SAP, they don't even allow you to delete master data. So once created, it's there until archive, which is not deletion, right? This is not deletion, this is archival, which means you're going to archive it for later use. Maybe they're not required now. Customers from 20 years from now in the past, maybe customers in 1990 are no longer relevant. So why do they need to clog up the system, right? So you better archive them and get them out of the way, including all their transactions, so that you can your system is more free of resources. Now that being said, you can, in order to actually archive, you have to mark for that customer for deletion. You have to mark that customer for deletion. Okay, now how do you mark that customer for deletion? I'll show you the path. Okay, here is how you mark or flag the customer for deletion. So go to logistics, sales and distribution, customer, and VD06. So VD05 is block and VD06 is flag for deletion. So 6540, same customer, you can flag for deletion either in a particular sales area, say Germany in this case, or you can mark it for all the sales areas, meaning you don't ever want to do business with Walmart, you want to delete that customer, or maybe the customer number has changed, the old number needs to be deleted and no longer used. Okay, so select it and then click OK. So that means we are marking this customer for deletion in this area. But remember, we are not deleting the customer yet, we're just marking the customer. Okay, now if you go to VA01 and then try to create an order for that customer 6540, well, it's still in block, right? So let me go to VD05 and remove that block. Alright, so both have a conflicting piece of functionality that we are trying to test. So now I removed the block, and then I'm going to go back and create an order for 6540. Now you see, it's just a warning that you get there, right? You can still create an order. Although you have marked a customer for deletion, you can still create an order. Okay, so I'll tell you how to mark a customer for deletion once again, and this is a warning. Okay, so you can ignore it and then keep continuing to create an order. Okay, so VD06 is how you mark a customer for deletion. Go inside and mark that customer for deletion, either in the particular sales area or in all sales areas. Okay, like so. So this transaction is VD06 to flag a customer master for deletion. Okay, so you can mark it for deletion either by a particular sales area or for all sales areas, and this is the message that you get when you try to create an order for a customer that's blocked. Okay, and this, remember, is a warning, it's not an error. Okay, so we have seen a couple of things here. Let me go all the way back and just do a quick recap. Okay, first things, what is customer blocking? Okay, we have seen that some of the reasons why you would want to block a customer. So how to block a customer master is in the next screen. So go to transaction VD05. This is to block a customer, and if you want to block a customer, enter the customer number here and then the sales area. If you don't know the sales area, you can select it by clicking on sales area by customer and select how you want to block the customer. Do you want to block the customer for a particular sales area, or you want to block the customer for all the sales areas? In which case you select this. If you want to block by a particular area, you select this. So this is just the order block, and you can use delivery blocks, which will prevent deliveries for that customer from happening, and you can also do a billing block, which will prevent billings or invoices for that customer from happening. Now, can you define your own blocks, like own order block, your own delivery block, and your own billing block? Yes. So in this session, I'm going to show you how to create your own order block, but creating your own delivery block and billing block is just as easy. Okay, go here and then go to SPRO IMG and then sales and distribution, sales documents, and then define and assign reasons for blocking. Okay, here is where you create new order reasons if required, and these are language specific. You can specify them in English, German, but the purpose of it is the same. Okay, first thing is define your blocks. In this case, I have defined a block called Z6, and I have assigned that to a particular document type. What this really means is, when you define your own block, you're essentially asking the system to enforce that block for all customers that are assigned to that block for the document type that you have associated that block with. Meaning, in this case, I have associated Z6, the order block, to sales document type OR. So if you try to create an order of type ZOR, the block Z6 does not have any effect on the transaction whatsoever, like we have seen. Okay, so creating an order block is one reason, one thing in the configuration. The complementary part to it is assigning that order reason to blocking reason to a particular document type. Okay, once that configuration is done, you can go back to VD05 and assign that newly created block to the respective customer that you like it to be associated with. And now if you try to create an order for that customer, it will say that that customer has been assigned a block and then hence cannot continue to create an order. That's how you block. Okay. Now sometimes you might be tempted to delete a customer. Like I said, you cannot delete customers. Okay, now this is pretty interesting here. It's not just the customer master. Any master data cannot be deleted. So none of the master data can be deleted. The only way to get it out of the system is to purge it via a process called archiving, and that's generally done once in 5 or 10 years when the system is really, going beyond its limitations in terms of data and processing power, whatnot. And if you think that customers 10 years behind or 20 years behind are not really relevant at this point, either their transactions or their master data, then you can just mark them for deletion, and all customers that are marked for deletion will be archived when the next archival process runs, which is a basis job. Alright, so that was blocking the customer master and deleting customer master for you. Thank you very much.